Hey, it's time to dish with Dee. That's me. What should we talk about today? How about the positiveness of a WW journey? Like, let's think. Sometimes we all focus, or I focus on these vlogs, on the negative and stuff. And there's so much positive that it's crazy. I mean, I say this all the time. I think people focus on the negative of a lot of things, but there's so many positive things you can get out of a journey. I mean, let's just start with people that you meet along the way. Oh my goodness, I can't even begin to express enough people I've met on this. Well, I have a YouTube channel. I guess everybody on a WW journey has a YouTube channel, so that's my claim to why I say that. But I've met so many wonderfully nice, supportive, caring individuals. I mean, there's just too many to count. And you know, I'm just grateful that you show up on Tea with Dee, and then you share your food on the Facebook page, and you share what you've come up with, because there's a lot of good in this. I mean, I always say, think about all the wonderful things that we can eat. Like I always think we focus on, oh, I can't have this, I can't have as much as I want, I can't have this, but think about what you can eat. Especially like since these, I'm going to use the word freestyle because that's the plan that I started on, but the smart point space system came around because the 0 point food list on even green, I mean, you could have, bananas were never zero back in the other plan. But bananas, you can have a banana for 0 points. That's incredible. Then you go to blue and purple. I mean, focus on the things that you don't have to pay points for. You know, but also keep in mind that those do have calories. So I always say, treat them with respect. Like, that's huge. Respect the food that you're eating. Enjoy the food that you're eating. I say this all the time. People are so, oh, I had, salad. I mean, I'm not cutting up salad, but you don't have to have salad. Well, in this program, or if you do have a salad, think of all the wonderful mix-ins you could put that are 0 points on blue and purple. Chicken, eggs. You could have a certain amount of 0 point low-fat cheese. Like, you don't need a whole lot of cheese. Like I always say, go scroll down. I say this all the time. When you find something, scroll down to you get the lowest point, like a 0 point amount of olives or cheese. You know what? It might be enough. I like to throw roasted chickpeas on my salad to give it that crunch because I don't want to pay points for croutons. But you can get a decent amount of stuff in a salad. It's not like your mama's salad. I put cooked quinoa in my salad. Amps up the protein, makes it a little bit more filling. You can make your own homemade dressings. I have several dressings here on the channel that are 0, low in point. I mean, you could have a decent ranch dressing and not sacrifice taste or points. I mean, I'm oil and vinegar kind of gal. I love that in my salad. And yeah, I do pay the points for it, but if my salad is 0, I only have to pay for my dressing. So it's kind of, I do live on the edge of 0 points of foods. If you ever watch, because like in my overnight oats, I put a 0 point amount of crushed hemp. I put a 0 point amount of Lily's chips. I put a 0 point amount of pumpkin seeds because, and some people would probably throw a point at it, but it's not. When I sit there and tell you, it's 0 points, and it just makes it a little bit more, I'm going to use the word special, or just fantastic. Like, enjoy what I always hate when people say, I enjoy everything that goes in my mouth, because if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not eating it. Nope, no sorry, Bob. This girl is not paying for something and not enjoying it. Or find a way to create something that you love in a lower point way. I mean, think of the health benefits being on a weight loss journey gives you. If I could sit there, and there's many people that go off blood pressure medicines, diabetes medicines. I mean, some people don't get to go off them because sometimes when you're, diabetes, it's a pancreatic condition, and sometimes when your pancreas is in, not the greatest shape because you've been such a overweight person for a while, it could only do so much. But I'm sure you get, lower in your insulin, and your medicines can get lower, but sometimes you can never go off. That's just a whole other animal. But think of your blood pressure medicines, and think of your stress level. Think of like me with my sleep apnea, my arthritis. I told you I got back injections every 4 to 6 months for my arthritis in my lower back. Arthritis doesn't go away, but when you reduce the amount of belly fat, it takes the pressure off. They were talking about doing this procedure way back when, and I thought, oh God, because you're never the same after surgery. You just never are. I remember thinking, oh geez, I don't want to go through that, because sometimes to fix something, what you have to go through, and thank God I didn't, because you lose 100 pounds, makes a difference. And that stuff like that is what, again, we had this big talk yesterday, what keeps me going. The better I feel, the more better, which is not even a word, I want to feel. So I want to do better. I want to feel better. I want to do more. I mean, people laugh at me at my job, things I can do, bending and stooping and squatting, which I could never do. I was too big. All my weight was really in my center. And it's where the rest of it is. It's always in the center. So to squat and climb, I couldn't do it. But things you can do, and it's just simple things. And you get, you always get a resurgence of, youth, because you can do things that you didn't think you could do anymore. You had yourself age before you really were that old. You felt older than you really were. And people, it's just, and that's what I focused on. I got to keep on this journey, because I want to feel even better than I feel now. I feel great. I want to even feel even better than great. I feel like a whole new person. It's like I feel like I went in somewhere and they gave me a new body, because that's how good I feel. And I can't run that home enough, that the amount of energy you feel, and just overall good health. And you go to the doctors, you're not afraid to go to the doctors anymore, because all they do is harp on your weight, and this test came back bad, and you have fatty liver, and now you go in there and they just can't say enough wonderful things about you, and you're just like, you're the poster child for good health, which I think is hilarious. And all I did was lose weight. Simple as that. I didn't go on any kind of rigorous exercise thing. I didn't change anything but what I ate. Portion size is huge. I mean, going back for seconds, sometimes thirds, making sure, I used to be able not to see the bottom of my plate, because that was that much food that was on there. But when you grow up in an Italian house and you're never told no, that's just how what you learn. And sometimes do I feel like I want more? I do, but I know I've had enough, and I'm never like starving. It took a while, because you get used to eating till your stomach hurt. That was the norm. Well, it's not the norm anymore. I don't think I feel full ever. I have an occasion, and I tell you, when you do that, you feel so uncomfortable. It's like, oh, I feel like I want to be sick. And you won't do that again anytime soon. But the wonderful, like I said, just the community that you find, either it's on Facebook, YouTube, in your Weight Watchers group. If you go to a meetings, you just get, and you look forward to seeing those people. I always look forward to seeing my people. And you ask about their kids and their husband and their grandkids and what's going on in their life, and if they have a job, what do they do, what's new, and your leaders. She's always your biggest cheerleader, and that's what I try to do for you guys. I try to be your biggest cheerleader, because you need somebody to push you, because I know I needed to be pushed. I needed somebody to tell me that I can do it and I'm worth it. And I'm here to tell you that you're worth it. You're worth the struggle. And you will feel like $1.5 million by simply losing weight. Easy? No, absolutely not. I always say I give people credit for trying, because it is difficult. Food is wonderful. Heck yeah, it's life-changing. The things that you eat and these decadent desserts are just like, and you just don't want to be without them. You're like, I don't want to, and that is why, another reason why I picked a higher weight, because I didn't want to give up the wonderfulness of food. Let me tell you something, the weight that Weight Watchers picks for you, or the range, is crazy for somebody like me. I don't want to live the rest of my life sad and missing out. And because let me tell you something, I wouldn't have lasted. Because I am all about the food. I am. You know what? And I think holidays are all about the food. So in fact, I have to go yell at GE about my oven. My oven door is on back order till November 30th. Yeah, that's not going to fly. I'm going to ask them when they're delivering my new oven, because I am so not dealing with this. Yeah. So we're going to have a nice little argument with them. But cooking is the center of my world. And you're telling me, yeah, this is so not going to fly. I just don't understand. But that's a whole other video. But yeah, to me, food is a part of everything that I am. You know, and when I understood that and realized that and made my journey like that, that's when things changed. When you try to be somebody you're not. When you look at somebody and say, oh, I want to be like her. You can't be like her, because she's not you and you're not her. You need to find who you are and what you're willing to sacrifice and give up. I knew I wasn't willing to sacrifice and give up everything. I knew that wasn't how I was going to be successful, because in the end, you can't do all this only to have gained it all back. And I didn't want to, especially when I hit like 85, 90 pounds, 100. We just had that 100. I put up the video the other day to just remind myself that I've come so far. You know, don't forget, you know, it's, and that's half the journey. Emerald City. When you get to the Emerald City, you have to live in the Emerald City. You don't get to go back to Kansas. Nope. Kansas was not the greatest place. You went on the journey, the Yellow Brick Road. You met all the people that helped you on your journey. Your Scarecrow, your Tin Man, your Cowardly Lion, your Good Witch and your Bad Witch, your Munchkin friends. But then you found the Wizard. You found Oz, and you made it to Oz, and you made it to gold. And we need to live in Oz. We have to live in Oz, which means you stay on your journey. You continue to do the things that you've learned. You can't go back. There's no going back to Kansas. Because you go back to Kansas, that weight's going to come back on. It's a whole new you, and you have to learn to live. The world is not changing for you. You have to change. But you have to change in a way that is comfortable for you. Not comfortable for me, not comfortable for your leader, but what's comfortable that you can live and sustain. And you just have to sit there, give it some thought. What do I want to give up? What do I don't want to give up? How can I work around it? It definitely takes some thought. It does. And I sit here and say that I can do all this. I did all this thinking and contemplating and maneuvering, and I sit here with you with this channel. And this channel has brought me to you, and I am here at your disposal to help you in any way that I can. I'm just a girl who got to go at Weight Watchers at 53 years old, and I just want to share what I've learned. That's all I am. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a nutrition coach. I am a medical assistant, though, registered medical assistant. I do have a medical background, but I always say, I tout this all the time, I'm not a professional. I am a girl who was on a weight loss journey, and she shares what she learned, what worked for her, what she learned about herself with you, and hope that some of it resonates with you and inspires you to do your own journey and carve out your own piece of WW history. I like that, WW history, because we all can do this. I know we can. I say this all the time as well. If I can do this, I know you can do this. It's definitely, it's life-changing, and you're going to be like, wow, I wish I had done this 10 years ago. But you know what? You weren't ready. The plan wasn't the right plan for you, and this plan, oddly enough, fit me, and I just don't know. I couldn't tell you rhyme or reason. I guess it was more flexibility. I didn't feel so I was on a diet. That was huge for me. Lifestyle was key. And I eat glorious, wonderful food, and I share it with you, and you see it, and that's why I do it on Instagram. Follow my stories on Instagram. I post, if I'm going to post what I'm eating, it's usually on Instagram stories. And you'll be like, wow, look at that stuff it can be done, and I want you to do it. Well, I am home, so I thank you for joining me today in the glories of Weight Watchers. I enjoyed the plan. I would love, to share what I have with you. So if you love what you love about this, give the thumbs up. And if you know anybody that needs a little bit of D in their life, you could share my channel with them. I'd appreciate that. And leave me a comment. I would love to hear what's on with you. See you later.